Hey guys, I'm Gilloboijr Jr. and welcome to a gathering of stories that I found for you guys online. Hope you enjoy them, hope you have a great day. I'll catch you later. Enjoy the stories, guys. They never say my name. I have been forgotten. Me. I, the victim. A crime is being committed where I now lay dead, pumped full of embalming liquid, and with a rosary round my fingers. I have been wronged again, for I have been sidelined. My injuries paint a picture of psychologically disturbed man who preyed on women to feed his deep need for maternal figure. My killer was an upstanding member of his community, a man many are shocked to discover held a darkness that would lead him to viciously take the life of a young woman. That's who I am to them, a blank canvas, a canvas for Picasso or Da Vinci to paint, because this isn't about me. I'm the victim. I'm forgettable. I stand only to highlight the wrongs of society, how men think they own women's bodies, how we are but wombs for babies, of how social stratification failed all the lower class Americans. I deserve a decent memorial, hooker or not. I fought for my life as a man tore me to shreds, as he ran a knife over the ligaments in her neck, plucking them like a violinist bow dances across the violin. He then beat me to death with that stupid metaphor until one of my eyes burst. They forget how much power names hold. Maybe they're saving mine, charging it for the best time to utter it and reform America to something better, safer for us. I had a young girl. Cynthia was 17 when she joined me in the group, followed her mama's footsteps straight into an early grave. I failed not only as a victim, but as a mother. I lay here, beside my daughter. I'm angry. I may have been just a hooker, and maybe I deserved it after asking for more money. Yet, I have no memorial. Nobody thinks of me from time to time. My crime was being there at the wrong time. The world's crime is never remembering that I was. Rocket's red glare. The woman drove through the town slowly, looking for signs of people. She was uncomfortable, parking at a closed business in a strange town, but she figured she could easily find somewhere that was open on a Sunday afternoon. Except that, the farther she went into town, the more she realised there weren't any open places. More than that, she still hadn't seen another person at all. A dead town. She quickly reframed it as abandoned town, but that didn't seem right either. She saw no signs of disguise or decay. There were electric signs and working traffic lights everywhere she went. When she saw the boy on the sidewalk, she slammed on the brakes. She felt a little foolish at her flood of relief seeing another person, but only someone little. And it didn't stop her from pulling over and getting out, the big smile on her face, as much to reassure herself as the child. "Hey there, how you doing today?" The boy, probably 11 or 12, gave her a cautious smile. "I'm okay, lady. How are you?" Glancing round, she gave an awkward laugh. "Better now. I was starting to think this was a ghost town. Where is everybody?" He wrinkled his nose at her slightly. "They're all at church." "Everybody? At 3 in the afternoon?" She wanted to question her, but she didn't want to offend her only discovered island of humanity. "Oh, cool. What about you? You don't go?" Grinning, he shrugged. "I don't need it like they do." She swallowed. Something about the boy was off. It wasn't just what he was saying. Better to just get directions to the interstate and move on. Opening her mouth to speak, her words became a thin cry as something brushed past her silently on its way to sit next to the boy. She guessed it was a huge dog, but it looked more like a hyena, with a heavy square jaw set below deep-set eyes and a thick frill of hair that ran down its broad spotted back. She froze, terrified as it stared at her. What's that?" "Oh, it's just my dog. He's my best buddy. I need to go now." "Really? You should stay. Rocket likes you. I can tell." The hyena dog kept staring at her, staring into her. Why wouldn't it? Her husband lasted longer than the kids. She broke one knife off in his leg, but that's why she'd gotten 2 from the kitchen. Pulling him into a prostrated position before her blood moral of Rocket, she felt pride in her strength. She still had much to do. When she finally returned to the town, Rocket would look into her soul and find it strong and raw and red, worthy of entering the kingdom of Ash. Looking down at her former family, she'd felt nothing. She walked out to the front door for the last time, leaving them behind to atone for her sins of being weak, being prey, being born. The Perfume Man. The blind man pressed his finger on the smart lock and entered his dungeon, pushing a trolley of food. He sniffed in the heady mix of perfumes which always lingered in the corridor, and it hit him deep. The perfumes were always mixed in the corridor, despite the heavy walls and doors. He didn't mind that though. He associated it with the delights ahead. He made his way down the corridor and entered the first cell. He could hear Daisy crying. She still hadn't adapted yet. Some of them did. It was hard to tell, even with all his years of experience. He breathed in the floral, playful fragrance, mixed it in with the scent of a living woman held captive. He knew Daisy wasn't a cult hit or classy like the others, but he didn't care. He loved it. Mark had outdone himself. "Daisy, my dear." "My name isn't Daisy, you freak. Let me go." He smiled. He could tell she wasn't pulling at her restraints. "I brought food, my lovely. I'm not going to hurt you, okay? Do you want to eat?" He pulled her tray out and put it close to her. "Look, I prepared it especially for you. Isn't it good? Let's put some more perfume on you." He took the bottle of Daisy and sprayed some on her. She cried out as the perfume was boiling. "Stop! Stop!" Okay, my dear. Shh, you'll upset your other friends. Just eat up. I have to feed them. We'll talk later." He exited, pulling the heavy door shut, muffling her screams and sobs. He pushed the trolley down to the next one. "Beautiful," he called. "I brought something yummy for you." He entered the cell and sniffed deep. Oh, how he loved beautiful. So rich, so deep, so elegant. The pinnacle of Estée Lauder. He stood there, breathing in his unique beautiful, for several minutes. She remained silent, for he knew she was watching him. Maybe even turned on a little bit. He liked to think so. She had been there several years now. They were old friends. "How are you, my darling beautiful?" He had no idea what her name was before he took her off the street and brought her here, and had no wish to know either. "I'm good, thanks," she said, rather sullenly. He breathed in again. The scent slightly changed when she talked. "Why don't you do a little cardio before eating?" he suggested. "It's good for you." Beautiful knew it wasn't a suggestion. He heard her get up, go to the treadmill he had installed, and start walking. "Faster, faster," he ordered, spraying Beautiful perfume. She began running, and soon enough the scent of her sweat mingled with the perfume and was taking him to the heights of ecstasy. The last one was different. Joe Malone, from London. His first time venturing out of the continental fashion houses. He wasn't disappointed. He petted Sage Blueberry. He looked forward to trying out more from them. I just tried to scare my brother. My brother is known for being a little weird, which is fine, but this day it was different. He was in his room while I was in the kitchen. I heard him coming out of his room, so I hid near the corner, hoping to scare him. He turns to the corner and I jump out. "Boo!" He stares blankly into the wall. I turn him around. Staring back at me is something I don't immediately recognize as my little brother. He has cuts on his mouth. Blood starts to drip from the sides of his mouth, and he says, "I'm scared." He begins to mumble. It's over. I'm in serious shit. Honestly, it couldn't get any worse. I'm down in glass after glass, trying to see something through my dry, bloodshot eyes, trying to make sense of this feeling gnawing at my chest. She's absolutely beautiful. Ringlets of raven hair are seeping over the edges of the pillow, and her emerald eyes looking straight at me. Jesus, I want to cry. The burning feeling in my throat subsides as I'm really out of whiskey. And I realise I'm out of whiskey. Shit. What am I going to do now? My heart is leaping around wildly and I clutch my chest, afraid it might come up with the next surge of vomit. I can't do this anymore. I need to get up, get out of here. But her gaze keeps me grounded. "What the fuck do you want from me?" I demand her. I already know the answer. We've done this a million times before. "Oi, shut up in there." A series of hard knocks rain upon the wall. but I ignore them. The last time we did this, someone called the cops. That couldn't happen again. Just do what's right, Brian, she whispers, her eyes welling up. Please. I can't bear it. I can't bear to see her cry. I shut my eyes and I mash my hands over my ears, but she just keeps talking. You're special. You're like me. Now is your chance. I know she's right. She's always been right, and I can't put it off any longer. I push the whiskey bottle aside and get up. Everything's set. I'm ready. A kiss before you go, she says. I pick up the framed photograph and kiss her for the very last time. See you soon, Mum.